Yes, the Korean people. We originally from Burma. Yes, we have our own state in Burma.
How did they become refugees?
Oh, because of the war in our country, and Burmese and Korean people, we are fighting because we in 1948 the Burma got independence, and later on we also need our own state to rule our own state. Unfortunately, the Burmese government said that if you need your state, fight it. If you win, you can rule your own state. That's why we fighting with them, and after that some of Korean people, we became a refugee people.
And this is Boo, and today I'm going to interview her, and she works in my dad's shop, and she just happens to be a Korean refugee. So Boo, can you tell me your family story?
Yeah, my family story is pretty hard, and like they have really hard life because they move into refugee camp, because my parents have to leave Burma because the Burmese army is really racist and they're really horrible, and they do horrible stuff to Korean people who live in Burma, and they force people to do stuff that they don't want to do, and they don't give Korean people democracy.
Tell me about the refugee camps.
Yes, the refugee camp is like a prison. But why? You can go outside the camp, just only you have to stay all the times in the camp, just small area. You can go, if you go outside the camp, the Thai army, arrest you and beat you, torture you, and they force you to go back to Burma. That's why the refugee people is really hard.
Then my parents moved to refugee camp when I was 1 month, and my brothers and me is in refugee camp, and in 2000 my sister's born, and yeah, that was a pretty hard life. In 2000 my dad was in the army, and he nearly got killed, but he lost his leg and he's still alive. That's really good. But it's pretty hard to find money for food for the family, because my mom have a little sisters. They were really small, and we're still small kids. They have really hard life to grow the kids and to send us to school, and the money is really hard to find when you live in refugee camp, and the Thai people will not let you to go outside and to work, and they want you to stay in a refugee camp and get the food from United States. Yeah.
How many years did you spend in the refugee camp altogether?
12 years.
Could you go to school there, and what was the school like?
This school is full of kids. Like in one class, it's like 80 kids in one class. Yeah, then we don't have like computers or anything. We use chalk to learn. Yeah, it's pretty hard to study because we do have education, like in the night time, where the day's gone is gone, because we do have a light to read. Like in Australia, we have electricity. In Thailand, in the refugee camp, we do have electricity to read. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think your dad could explain what happened to his dad? Is it beer?
Yeah. So ban in there, they did nyala nuna ban mo ban ku glot te bia ban ku glot che mo na. My dad said he don't want to tell. If he tell us, then we go to cry again.
Yeah, yeah.
The story that Boo's father didn't want to repeat was that his mother died when he was very young, and then when he was 15 years of age, his father was tortured by the Burmese army. They poured boiling water into his throat, cut him, slit his throat, and then he still didn't die, so they buried him alive. Then, 4 months later, the Burmese army returned to his village, and they ran for their life, and he never saw his brothers or sisters again.
But when we found out about their situation, we formed a committee which raised some funds, which paid for some people to come out here. I just want to describe that for just a minute. If you can just understand for a minute that the people in the camp, somebody would have been tapped on the shoulder and said, there are some people in a town that you don't know, they're the people you don't know, and they've asked if you would like to go and live in Australia and they will pay your fare. And they were talking about us, and we brought those people out. And so they lived with some of our people for about 3 or 4 months in our houses until they got used to living in Australia, and we found another house for them. And then eventually we paid and we brought another family out, and then gradually more and more of the Korean came and lived in Bendigo. I worked with, and still do, work with some of these families and helping them to settle in, and especially helping their children to learn to read and helping them to learn to speak. And we show them a whole lot of, we use pictures of course, and we use books and stories, and sometimes we just talk to them. And that's how, and that was about 6 years ago when I first became involved, and I've been involved with them ever since. And it's very rewarding to me to be doing this sort of work, and it's very rewarding to see how much the children and the people adapt to Australian conditions. That'll do.
So I've been visiting a Korean family with 4 children for about 2 years now, and I meet with them 1 day a week after school, and we do lots of things. Sometimes we do reading, sometimes we do jigsaws, sometimes we do puzzles, and sometimes we do writing, have a sing, and I try to get them to do a dance.
And I signed up a couple of months ago to be a pregnancy mentor with the Bendigo Mentors and Friends. And luckily enough, I got joined up with this beautiful family. This is Gaynay Blue and her husband Ade. And 4 weeks ago, we all went and had a baby. This is Blue Say, and I was lucky enough to be there when she was born here in Bendigo. How long have you been living in Bendigo?
3 years.
Yeah. How are you finding Bendigo? Do you like Bendigo?
Yes, I like Bendigo.
You love it? Yeah. Excellent. And you came here from a camp, a refugee camp. How many years were you in that camp?
11 years.
11 years. And how did you get here from there? Did you fly or did you come in a boat?
Fly.
Fly.
Yeah.
Excellent. I was wondering how seasick you might get on a boat. I see the boats that bring people here. Ooh. Very scary. Very scary. Yeah.
Were you the only member of your family who could speak English when you got here?
Oh no, in the first we have no English. We stay in Mary and Paul's place, and we learn things in the house like how to say waters and fruit and rice, that stuff. We don't learn it. We don't have any English at all. So then when I went to school, I have no English either. I studied really hard, then try to read a lot, then try to watch a lot of cartoon movie, so they helped me a lot with my English.
How many have ended up in Bendigo?
At the moment, about 460 people in Bendigo.
Is there anything that kids my age can do to help?
Yeah, the kid in here, they can help. Like, for example, in refugee camps, they don't have a warm jumpers, but here we have a lot. We can organize it. We can organize like a, oh, I would like to donate 1 jumpers, 1 sock, or 1 pants or 1 shirt. We can organize that and to send back to refugee camps and donate it to them. They really, really happy.
How do you find life in Bendigo?
Oh, it's nice if we compare in Burma, in our country, Burma, current state, and refugee. But in life in Australia is perfect. We can't say anything about it because really perfect. That's why we all Korean people are happy living in Bendigo and Australia. Yeah, life is very easier there.
Is there anything else you think my classmates should know?
Oh, one thing I want them to know, because they live in Australia and they have really pretty good life, and they maybe don't even know what is hard life, like really hard life. Like they don't have education, so I want them to study really hard and have really good education, because in this country they have everything that they need. So I want them to keep it up a bit, to keep up